It's a very low barrier to get into the Gronk Squad.
That's crazy!
We've committed to do the Daily Talk Show for 10 years.
Hi guys.
Hi guys.
Put it in the calendar.
That one in.
Just like to check the temperature in the room.
I told you my squeegee story.
It is outrageous. Come on, let's go.
It's the Daily Talk Show, episode 952.
Happy Thursday.
If I hear Jess talk about her 5G on her phone one more time.
Well, I get a message about it. So, so did everyone else. But it didn't impress me
That was the problem.
as much as George's sister's 5G.
Well, this was the thing. Jess sent us a group chat with the numbers.
Yeah.
The numbers were
A speed test.
a speed test. They were less than 100 megabits per second.
Yeah.
The only person who wrote back was George, which is like, oh, that's pretty good.
Not bad for 2 bars.
yeah. But it 5G, I mean, 4G is good enough.
Yeah. Well, what's
Don't ask me too much about it.
this is where we need Trevor Long, because he once made a video going around Sydney testing out the 5G capability.
Yeah. The thing is, though, that how close are these tests to the actual 5G tower?
Yeah.
He was next to a fence. That fence was to stop him from climbing the tower. It's very
Actually
close.
inserting his phone into the internet
Yeah,
connection.
I saw a USB cable. I think it was tethered to the 5G tower. No, I mean, it's good for what 5G is great for is for situations where it's really dense population. Think the MCG, all of a sudden the grand final, they won't have any problems with
Congestion.
Exactly.
Well, I used to go to music festivals and you couldn't get reception at them. Even places like Falls Festival, even it's out in the sort of up in the top of this, it's in the sticks.
Yeah.
But you could get reception, but the amount of people were there, it was horrible. Gone are those days. I mean, Cracker, my electric Robo Vac. I mean, my petrol one. I mean, it's an electric one. My Robo Vac, the little dummy, knocked the power socket of of our NBN while he was going.
Oh no!
But Cracker was smart enough to already have mapped the whole. They start by mapping their location, and then they work around the map and go, fill out. It's almost like a kid doing a colouring in. It's like draw around the outside, first, and then you can just fill inside of that colour. That's little Cracker.
Little Cracker would have then knocked out your entire security system.
Well, he did.
Lucky you have your SD card, little.
Oh, I've got that in there now. But the thing is, the 5G. I mean, where it becomes an issue for just gronks who aren't sort of into the tech stuff, like myself even, the pain in the ass when you have 5G Wi-Fi for your home, which you end up just going the number that's bigger over the standard one. And then when you're trying to connect things like your RoboVac or your security cameras, you can't do it through 5Gs because it's...
Well, the 5G stuff is newer tech and you don't want it anyway on that network.
Why?
Well, because the way Wi-Fi works is the slowest device will set the standard for everything else on your Wi-Fi.
Okay.
So, for instance, you might do a speed test and you're like, I'm only getting 8 megabits per second. What you can do is go into your router's IP address. A lot of on the back of your router, it will say what it is. It's probably 192.168.1.1 or .0.1. And then each of the routers, all the manufacturers, they all have default passwords. So if you haven't changed that, it would be like admin for the username, admin for the password. Anyway, you'll be able to see all the devices on there. If you have older legacy devices that are on your Wi-Fi, you can be slowing down everything else because it's going to the Wi-Fi will top out at the slowest device. So what happens is, and what's great about having a router that's creating guest Wi-Fi, multiple different Wi-Fi and 5G, you can say the shitty devices, I'll put on my slower Wi-Fi, and then I'll keep the 5G for the newer stuff, the Apple TV, the iMac.
I mean, it's pretty smart. I had never even thought about that. But I mean, most people don't think about that. They're probably either running one or the other.
Yeah.
Just living life, as it comes to them.
Yeah, most people won't even update their the Wi-Fi name.
What's on your mind, mate? Anything?
Yeah, I've been thinking about how disgusting toilet brushes are.
Is that actually what's been on your mind?
Yeah. No,
it's filthy. I mean, you're spot on if that's what you've been thinking.
Well, when we were all moving, Bree took our toilet brush, right?
Yeah, it's classic.
But then the cleaner, who was doing sort of the exit clean, contacted us and says, hey, I actually need the toilet brush to do this job. Now, I would have assumed that the cleaner would bring a brush, but I guess their assumption is that with every toilet comes a brush. Well, quote me on that, George.
With every toilet comes a brush. I mean, last year moved into a different it was the year before. Moved into a place, toilet brush was there.
I don't want that.
That's disgusting. Discard of your toilet. Like once you've done your clean, get rid of it.
How do you because I think that one of the things is what I've learnt is keep it clean. Well, keep it if you
cleaner than dirty.
That's very funny. No, if you wash a little bit every day, you don't have some sort of abomination, which I've never, like Bree sort of has mentioned.
What do you think toilet brushes are for, dude?
Well, I know, but I've always sort of felt that they were pretty disgusting. And so I've got my own toilet now. Like Bree and I have our own toilet.
Yeah.
And so I really feel the responsibility. So there's no like, nah, that's your shit on the butt. It's all mine. I mean,
if that's the conversation.
It's all mine. Yeah, this is the life of...
You're living in a pig pen because there's shit everywhere. No, you want to... you should get in a habit of...
Every single time.
So I buy... I think I've bought every cleaning product for this building. Weird flex, but I bought...
Mate, do you want to take that? I'll get you to take that back right now. Is that true?
It's actually probably not true. I reckon you've done like one
No.
random, came in with something.
What is the most premium product we have in this fucking building?
The
screen cleaner.
Screen cleaner.
Yeah. Imported.
Yeah.
Whoosh.
Yeah.
The best.
It is real good.
The best display. That mirror.
It is real good.
There was a mirror in our bathroom. It's got this terrible fog.
Window cleaner wouldn't even fix it. Yeah. Like classic Windex.
Mm-hmm. And so anyway...
That's their brand. You're in trouble if Windex doesn't clean your window.
Exactly. And so anyway, I did a bunch of research, watched a lot of videos, read a lot of Reddit posts and landed on this brand called Whoosh because it is the official screen cleaner for Apple. And I can say that I went to an Apple store when they were closing and watched and they were using that product. And so we bought some little packets of it, a really big spray, and I used the big spray on the mirror. And that thing, I mean, it shows the flaws. You can see where there's like cuts. I don't know how you've used some sort of abrasive material on the mirror when you've done it. Anyway, so I just want to be clear that you're not getting all the cleaning products.
I do buy the sort of, the one that has like a duck on it. They're colourful. One's like a raspberry flavour. You just like squirt them in the bowl. Yeah, flavour. Scent. You have to say scent because flavour would
imply that you're
drinking it. Yeah. Anyway, so I just squirt that in and give it a...
Every time?
No. Just every... So I did it at home this morning. I did it
big
yesterday.
Jobbies.
No, not even relating to doing number twos.
You just do it.
I just do it to clean the... So
this is my point. If you just do it every time, like if you're going to the toilet every day...
Yeah.
If you just default... This is my thinking, right? So I always do it, but I just like... It hasn't always been my default that every single time you go to the toilet, as you stop, drop and roll, lid up, check, brush.
Yeah. No, it's a good move. I mean, it's like having young cracker at home. Mm-hmm. Our house is cleaner than it's ever been. It just has a sense that the floors have stepped up.
Yeah.
And it feels good. Mm-hmm. And so if you can just do the little and then you do the big clean.
Yes.
Once a year.
Mm-hmm. Well, Bree, how obsessive Bree is with everything being clean. And so because we're living in a house rather than an apartment now, there's way more, there's way more to do.
Bigger space, son.
And so the question though is that what's the brush rules? How do you keep a clean brush? Because I find the brush
It's a fucking personal question, mate. I'm surprised you've asked me that.
But don't you find the brush more repulsive than the toilet?
Definitely. The one rule is keep the brush clean, please.
And so this is the thing. So with the cleaning, I find that we don't have a huge amount of pressure on the second flush. And so what
Depends on what house you're in.
Yes. And so what I'm saying is that this specific place doesn't have great pressure. And so the problem is you go to the toilet, you're doing a bit of a brush job. You do the classic, put the brush under the area where the water's going to flow for the flush. You do the second flush. Nothing, like hardly anything.
No.
It's like
that's a
that
big
is
problem.
not like
it's a big problem.
That's like wiping your ass with one
it's a privilege
piece
problem because Amy and I were in bed last night just sort of reminiscing about the good old days, and we were watching some of the vlogs I made when we were on our honeymoon. We were thinking about this is how we got there: shutter blinds, like security blinds that just come down.
You've got full security, haven't you?
Well, I was thinking about what it would cost to kit out the whole house with them, and I was like, it's expensive.
In a rental as well.
Well, I'm not going to, but I was like, it would be expensive, and they need to be wired in to, the main line, whatever you call it, the power, but then there's like, I think if there's a fire and the power switch, flips, it's like they might go up. Anyway, that's how we got to thinking about this hotel we went to in Sorrento, Italy, and it had blinds that would go down to block out complete.
It's very dark.
Sun. It got really bright in the morning because the sun would come up over the water. And anyway, so we started watching these vlogs, and then watching one of us in Santorini, and Santorini, Greece, and then Mykonos. And if you've ever been to one of these islands, their system, like their toilets, the classic story is Jules Lund was over there at the same time as us. He was in Santorini maybe a week before. And then we all got back, a couple of weeks later. We didn't run into him there. It would have been great if our paths crossed, but got back and I was like, mate, how's the toilets? Like, it's crazy you couldn't even flush the toilet paper down the toilet. He's like, what? What? The dude hadn't looked at the sign in the toilet. Like he's on holidays. He's probably just checked out from everything.
From Getaway. He's meant to be the travel guy. He's like, what sort of abominations has he done throughout the world? I mean, just not reading, you know what I mean?
Meanwhile, he's clogged up Mykonos.
I know. Yeah. State of emergency. It's just, you didn't meet, but you met. Like, you fucked it.
Dude, and they've got it like, and so that situation is next level. I mean, it is a personal question, to be honest, asking that.
And so you just use the would you ever? So this is next level question where I've gone to because I like the I'm all or nothing. So I'm like, I want this brush to be the cleanest brush ever, right? Because and so then I go, it makes me vomit thinking about it. Dry reach, putting it under the tap.
Nah. No. Here's the solution. Get a bidet. Get the hose, the tap. So the thing that actually you can shoot a bit of water up your bum.
I've never been to many places with bidets.
Never used one?
Never used one.
Why not? What's wrong with you?
Do you use them a lot, do you?
Well, I've used them any time I've had the opportunity to.
I should have.
You should have.
Yeah, I didn't.
It's an experience. What are you scared of?
I don't know. I think that where do you learn? YouTube? So I did see a funny tweet a couple of nights ago where it was someone said, have a plumber here fixing my sink. He's currently watching a YouTube video on his phone titled How to Fix a Sink.
No.
Which is pretty funny.
God, that is classic though for anything nowadays.
Yeah.
There's little things that you wouldn't know. We do it for everything we do. There's someone who is troubleshooting.
Yeah, but you normally watch the
troubleshooting.
You watch the video on like how to light a 6-person interview before you get to the shoot rather than sort of bringing it up on YouTube.
I have brought up on YouTube on a shoot camera settings within the camera, where to find something. I've done that plenty of times. They're complex and you've got 4 cameras and they've all got different fucking settings, like different brands, different settings. That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Anything else on your mind or is it?
The other one is I've gotten self-conscious in a bad way thanks to someone in the team.
Well, it's not George.
It is George.
It is George.
It is George.
What's George done?
So we're playing Monopoly Deal, which is a whole nother fucking thing on our lunch break.
Yeah.
Which is fun, but very taxing. And I was eating and George just thought it was so funny. And he pointed out something that Brie has before. I sort of strain myself when I eat. So like I struggle to cut things small because I want it to stay onto the...
Let's just say, this is the better explanation.
Is that your phone?
Yeah, that really came through the mic, didn't it?
Yeah.
It looks like you have been lost in the countryside for overnight and you managed to escape hypothermia, but you're having your first meal. And so it's almost like you could bring the fork to your mouth, but you use your neck to get to the fork. So you meet it halfway and you do this and you're like this. Yeah, and there's a little bit of a shudder.
Yeah.
And it's like you've done your neck's a problem. That's where the hypothermia, coming off a pretty...
It looks like I've just done the Grampians.
Yeah, and you're like...
Yeah. But because I'm going so... I reckon, I was thinking about, I don't have a cold sore. I think it's a cut from trying to open my mouth too much when I'm eating.
Dude.
Like I do...
it's something.
Yeah. And so Brie mentioned it last night too when I was eating.
Which?
About without being prompted with me saying George was being mean to me.
Like I've noticed it. In that moment, like yesterday, I was watching George notice you, and I was like, he's found it.
But don't you think it's impressive that I never have food on my clothes, for one? Never drop in, like the plate. And this is one of the things that I always say to Brie with like cleaning. I'm much easier to clean up in regards to my plate because that fucking thing could almost go straight up into the cupboard again. Like I have licked that fucking thing clean.
It's impressive watching you when you're hungry eat. Because it is clean and it's quick.
Yeah, I need to slow down.
It's clean and quick.
Yeah. But I'm very fit. Like Brie uses the wrong. She uses the fork in the right side. Like she knife and fork the wrong way.
Oh yeah, Amy does that too.
Yeah.
It's a bit childlike.
But we all have our flaws.
Yeah, definitely. I can't think of any. No, I got plenty. Watching those videos from traveling many years ago, I was thinking about when we got married. I was 27. Thinking about it now seems young. George is 27.
Wow.
But I feel like George
like he's 26. He feels 26.
Well, he's 27, I think, legally by his birth certificate. I asked him the other day, I was wondering.
Do we have his frequent flyer details?
He didn't. Did he put it in? I usually in the onboarding process, I've got a field that says frequent flyer, just in case.
Yeah.
Ever send him on a little jet trip?
Yeah.
Just
don't know if Tiger have a program.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Greyhound buses.
But what I've been thinking about, thanks for asking, is aging. Just
what got you thinking about that?
Last night, looking at a 27-year-old version of myself. I'm 32, turning 33 this year, I think. I always forget. I've lost count.
1988.
Yeah, 88. So I'm turning 33.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking, just.
Do you think you look better now or better then?
I look a similar version, but just becoming more weathered. So there's a version between. So George Clooney.
Yes.
I reckon he's better looking as the silver fox, as the guy who is, fine wine. He's aged, and he's tasting real good.
Yeah.
And
George Clooney is one of those examples, though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the example of. Like, he was a good-looking dude on, whatever ER. What was that show he was on?
Well, that's what I'm like. To be honest. This whole the George Clooney method, literally what I'm banking on. Yeah.
But I think it's when you start seeing some greys, in your beard, some greys in the side of your hair, finding a grey pube. You're fucking on the way out at that point. You're like, it just wants to give up.
Yeah. I wonder what George Clooney looks like naked.
George Clooney's not one you think about as a rig guy. Brad Pitt's a rig guy.
Have you been thinking, like I've been thinking about this a lot actually.
Brad Pitt's rig?
No. Just anyone that you look at where it's like, oh, that looks nice, like what the outfit they're wearing. And then you think about like, wonder what they would look like naked. Right now, the way that they're sitting, Like
I'd look pathetic, wouldn't I?
yeah,
I'd look
just your
so
little
pathetic.
doodle, just sort of sitting there.
inverted?
Yeah, just sitting there.
It is funny.
Yeah, you wouldn't be such a top dog. Would you? If you
Do you want me to get naked right now?
No, it's okay. That's okay. But yeah,
It
no,
is-
I did think, like, I
there's-
thought about that. Like, people who are really fashionable and look cool.
There's something
Like, strip
pathetic
them
about
back.
it. There's something pathetic about just being naked. But that is
Beautiful.
a construct that we like
Mhm.
clothes and like all of that stuff.
Fashion.
It's, nudity, very taboo in some upbringing,
Mhm.
some families.
Mhm.
So, but then some cultures getting it out,
Mhm.
being free
Mhm.
and removing those barriers. I mean, I like wearing clothes. There's something about the feeling of it. But
Wonder what it would do to society if we all were naked.
I saw the best meme. It was like, naked with a pair of shoes on feels way more naked than being completely naked.
That's true. It's like
Don't
socks.
you reckon? It's like if you were just
Oh, yeah.
walking down the street right now.
Mhm. It's too much. Even with Crocs, you would even feel like that, don't you think?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Naked with Crocs on.
Uh-huh.
You've escaped some kind of fucking system.
So when you're watching, you're talking about the security blinds, and then you end up watching videos. How many hours do you think you watched of you?
Oh, no. Watch 3 videos. We watched Sorrento,
Uh-huh.
Santorini, and Mykonos. Oh,
Okay.
no, did we watch Mykonos? Maybe we did. But I made a video in Paris, Tel Aviv, Mykonos, Santorini, Sorrento. So
Did you edit them during?
Yeah. I mean,
Do you regret editing during?
No, because Amy was sick. I had such a good time.
Uh-huh.
I love it. It's
So you just went into that, because I love it too, right? Like when
Love
I
it.
did the world trip where we were doing the podcast, I would be doing like I liked it, like a little bit of computer work.
it is nice, but you weren't on a honeymoon. You were there to do that.
Yeah.
You were getting paid. We were spending money.
Yeah.
But Amy was pregnant, so it's a similar vibe to now.
Mhm.
And she wasn't feeling good, so it's like I didn't want to just do nothing.
Yeah.
I did nothing, a lot of nothing.
Mhm.
I'd go walking, find souvlaki's for myself. I'd then get off, and then I'd get some beers by myself, walk around.
Mhm.
I actually quite like that.
Yeah.
It's great. But it's interesting memory because Amy sees that stuff and doesn't remember necessarily how sick she was.
Yeah.
She knows she was sick, but then watches the videos and thinks that looked great. And so the memory can
that's good.
morph. So imagine if we had nothing to show
Mhm.
and then she's just remembering being sick, and sort of memories just, they can become quite light in your mind. You can't really remember them,
Yeah.
but you've just got a sense of something.
I mean, there was a time where you nearly, I feel like, went full-blown vlogger. You could have been like a daily vlogger, like a Casey Neistat. Did you ever feel like that was your path?
Oh, no. Would have been nice, but I've thought too much about the business.
Uh-huh.
Because if you really got to have a crack and be prepared to move home with your parents.
Yeah. But there's not also many
No,
like
it's not what
Australian vloggers, though, as well, that don't have like a book, a downloadable book on like nutrition or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Like outside of
America.
like what Sarah's Day. So getting into like over the
But I don't even know.
the break.
Like, I'm into this shit
Mhm.
and I don't even know them. So you
Yeah.
end up losing, like you don't know who the
Mhm.
fuck Australians are because there's so many Americans that have become
Mm-hmm.
successful in that space.
I love some of the toxic stuff on YouTube. Like Day on a Plate is so toxic. Morning routines, so toxic.
Why?
Like, just because it like perpetuates this like perfect, like do you know what? Like if an alien was to watch YouTube, they would think that every single person starts their day with hot water and lemon. I said to Brown, like, we need a lemon. Like, I need to fucking do this. And it lasted like one go.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like I get it.
Well,
It's good.
a 3-minute video or
Mhm.
a 6, whatever.
They go long. Like they do
13
them-
minutes
yeah.
is like 12 minutes is a sweet spot,
Mhm.
one of the YouTubers was saying, but
Mhm.
that's just for their bank account because if they can get people holding on, they can make more money. It is the best version that they're offering up. think about how do they use a toilet brush?
Yeah.
They could be absolute monsters, and you'd be like, they're great at their diet stuff, but God, they're putrid.
Yeah, yeah.
And so they're choosing. It's.
But I like the aesthetic. Like I like the like I would like to do a day on the plate.
Yeah,
but I just feel I could just see George laughing at every time I took a spoonful of acai.
I looked at Jess yesterday.
Yes.
Upstairs, and I said to her, "Do you ever think that you're just full of shit?" Mm-hmm. And it was, and not that I think that she's full of shit, but I was just at a moment just thinking,
what a rah-rah.
You know, confident. Jess is confident. I'm confident, but I also think sometimes I'm full of shit. Do you think these people who are making a video about my day on a plate?
Well, are they actually doing that? Like, are they doing it?
You hope that they're in alignment and that they are actually living that. Like, to be honest, if it should be very boring. The day on the plate should be boring.
Yeah, well, it's not for them because they're all about, add a lot of colour.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you look at...
collard greens. Do you know what collard greens are?
Collard
greens?
No.
They fucking eat a lot of it.
Are you sure?
Collard greens, yeah.
Collard.
You need more collard greens.
Is it collard? Is cauliflower?
It's just a little bit more formal, I guess.
No. I need to get to the bottom
collard
of this.
greens. Here you go. Do you want to know?
Is it look like a cauliflower? So there's in the variety of collard.
If you are into health and I'm not going to school you on health and fitness, but I will say, if you don't know what collard greens are, you're probably missing a huge amount of vitamins, which is why you're always tired.
Mate, your lip says otherwise.
This is actually just a scab. I'm fully fine now, everyone.
Not enough collard greens.
Yeah. Collard refers to certain loose-leafed cultivars of Brassica oleracea, the same species as many common vegetables, including cabbage and broccoli. Collard is a member of the Vridris group of... This is why the fuck no one gets it, because you can't read it. What
say collard greens.
What exactly
just say greens.
Okay, I'm just going to... No, but it's a certain type of green. Collard greens. Collards are members of the cabbage family and are a staple side dish in Southern cooking.
Southern.
They feature dark green leaves and tough stems that need to be removed before eating. The flavour of collards is a cross between cabbage and hearty kale, similar to Swiss chard.
Chard.
Yeah.
Swiss chard.
Yeah. But I was big into... before kale, what was it called? There was like an alternative to kale before you could get it.
You mean the thing that looks like kale?
It's not kale. It's
silver beet.
Silver beet. Spot on.
You just bought that because you didn't know that it was cheaper than kale.
No. It was for juicing.
Humans are such simps, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like
When did you hear about simps? That's a thing now.
Yeah, simple things. Like it's. I mean, when did I hear about it? It's been around for a long time.
Jess' message said, "It's a weed anthem, fool." I don't understand what that means. It's a weed anthem.
What does that mean?
More words I don't know. I don't fucking know. Anyway,
just a couple of simps, Jess. You need to explain more than that. No, but it's the kale thing. Like I remember when that came to fruition. It was like that vegetable had been hiding, and all of a sudden, it was sprouting.
Do you remember when coleslaw became a thing?
Coleslaw's been a thing for a very long time, mate. That has never had the impact of kale.
I remember when I found coleslaw. Well, because it was like one of the few
in the deli.
No, it was one
pre-done.
It was, if you think about like a chicken Caesar salad.
Love them. Had one
beautiful
last
night. Caesar dressing. I used to use Caesar dressing as an alternative to mayo sometimes when I was eating my roast. Put it on like gravy. Not good for you. But for me, coleslaw was a great in for me for salad. Have it with your charcoal chicken.
No, I know. It's been there.
Have you ever made your own coleslaw?
Do it all the time.
How do you make it?
Cabbage sliced.
Mm-hmm. Whole leg mayo.
I think you can put some carrot in there. You can do whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Then the mayo.
Some
mix
lime,
it all
lemon.
about. Done.
Mm-hmm. Good one.
All done. Like the show.
All right. Hope you enjoyed that one, guys.
Yeah. Don't forget your collard greens.
Yeah. If you think that you have the perfect diet, email us hi@thedailytalkshow.com. What is a day on your plate? And I think that it could be fun eventually this year to all do a day on our plate, sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, mine's a lot more salads of late.
It's good.
Just go the salad option. It just means I know you can eat shit salads, but if you just choose more salads, you're more likely to be dropping
eating
calories.
a lot of olives, which is good.
Well, I just got them yesterday. That's what you saw, mate.
Mm-hmm. It was almost like more olives than salad, I reckon.
No, that was my second bowl of salad that you saw me eating.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Salad man.
Well, it was fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
How good is like just podcasts? You guys can just listen. There was.
I don't think we're not going on another date.
Can I just say that Tommy would the biggest blow ups that we would have after the podcast, like episode 1 to 100. It's like, let's stop talking about podcasting. They're already listening.
So I can't even remember that.
Yeah, I would always be like, stop, like. We can't just talk about podcasting all the time. You don't remember that? You do remember.
No, I don't really remember that.
Really?
But it sounds like something you would do and something I would respond to. I think
that George, can you put together a snippet of all the times, this is probably audio only, that Tommy picked up on the fact that I was talking about the podcast. All right, thank you. All right. We put them up on Reels. We're starting to do Reels now on Instagram.
We're just posting on Instagram. That's probably all you say.
No, but they're Reels. Reels are the bit.
For reals.
Yeah. All right. Have a good one, guys. Enjoy your day. See you tomorrow. Bye.